Launching, and I am now live. I shall alert my friend who wanted to watch. Okay, so I'm just prepping the map for you guys. It shouldn't take too long. Okay, so I'm just constructing the map really quick. So I'll explain what's going on in a second. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to explain a game concept to you guys. So the reason why I had you guys make bios is because this game has a concept known as common knowledge. The idea of common knowledge is, depending upon where you come from, your personal background experience, you're going to have access to information most people would not. You're going to have access to information at a level most people wouldn't have, and you might have access in certain areas to specific levels of specificity most people wouldn't. Like, so Konstantin Fritz Wexler, he is German and he's from Stuttgart. So if I ask, if something comes up where there's someone from Stuttgart, and so Konstantin Fritz Wexler will be able to talk to him perfectly and answer any questions without having to roll. If he started talking about Germany in general, he'd have to roll, but as long as he rolled decently, like not horribly, he would pass.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now the reason why it's really important for you guys is because you guys are soldiers, and you are using a weapon that I learned from a Redditor malfunctions a lot. It requires quite a bit of maintenance, and not only does it require maintenance, but it requires constant water to work, and that is the Lewis gun. So I'm going to... Yeah.
So basically, we have to cool the gun with water.
Yeah. So I'm going to...
Okay, then.
So it's going to be in everyone's journals. And basically, this is information you guys all have regarding the Lewis gun. Requires daily maintenance. Fires 600 RPM. Requires frequent cooling. So you guys should all have this handout now. Lewis gun notes. Okay, so let's see just a second.
Take your time.
Yeah. Damn it.
100 players, 100. Oh my god. That is awful.
Nej, kanske riktigt så flash, men det
Hey.
Yeah. I think you might need to make the Lewis gun notes editable. Read them.
Oh,
I
whoops.
think that's what you had to do for the bios.
I accidentally put that under the wrong notes section. Try it now. Okay, guys, so let's
Yep.
begin. So after hours of driving, you guys have finally wound up in this part of the Australian outback. You're rather far from civilization, and you see your commanding officer is quite upset with himself. He's looking rather dejected. He says, "I'm sorry, lads. I try to be a humble man, but that's not very easy. I forgot that I did not know how to drive. I barely passed the driver's test. And so when I saw that sharp turn, the turn that would take us back, I couldn't take it at my speed." He ruffles through the contents of the truck, and he produces a map and a compass, and he says, "Luckily, Australia is not completely savage. We have navigation." He starts trying to ruffle through it, and he's trying to use the compass to sort of see where he is. He goes, "Okay, well, I know where I was going on the map. I know where I will go. I know about how far I went." You can see that when he says that, he's not completely sure. And he's trying to determine where we are. So, can you guys pull up Google Maps? Really quick. It'd just be a little easier, because I'm referencing actual places. So I'll give you coordinates to type in. You guys ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are at put it in chat. Okay, so if you pull it up on Google Maps, that's where you are. So you're not completely far from civilization. Your guys wound up in a farm. He was rather reckless in his driving, and he put himself onto a farm. And now you're trying to figure out what to do next. The locals, they were promised that you guys would handle the situation. You were army men. You were using peak of military technology and tactical skill to rid Australia of this threat to its economic sovereignty. Yet somehow you wound up not only here, but routed. It was pretty clear that you were escaping when you got here. So the locals might not be too helpful. Well, Sir George Pierce, he clearly understands this problem. He is muddling over this. He's trying to read the map, and he's not quite sure what to do. It might be good for one of you guys to make recommendations. Hello?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so he's just staring at the map. What, you guys say anything? Also, notice there is a small cluster of buildings to the upper left. I'll move that here for everyone to see. The small cluster of buildings that I am gesturing at on Twitch. So do you guys have any input for him?
Hmm. Yeah. So we need to kind of get the respect of the locals, that kind of thing.
Well, lad, I think we kind of lost that. We were routed by a bunch of flightless birds.
Yeah, how about we tell them we ran out of
Ran out of what?
we ran out of ammo, and that's why you had to run because we had no ammo left.
Well, lad, we could say that, but we have 9 additional pans of ammunition in the truck, and this stuff's not exactly light or inconspicuous. Now, it is possible, just vaguely possible, that we could in fact explain the situation with honesty, but we politicians are not quite familiar with that concept. At least not familiar enough to actually apply it.
Okay.
No niin. Ja.
Cheers. Well. Wow.
Is there like anything we need? Any maybe specific supplies that we need to be trying to get?
Well, so I'm going to give you guys some more notes. I came up with, so this is out of character. I came up with some notes regarding the supplies you had, so I'm going to jot those down. And so just so you guys know, so deduct from your character sheet 1 pan of Lewis gun ammunition and 10 rounds of Lee Enfield bullets. So while you guys were escaping, I just decided you guys were also shooting behind you randomly to make sure the emus would not follow. But that was in the interim period. So just jot that down in your character sheets. But I'm going to prepare a supplies in the truck. A list of that. Supplies in truck.
Right now. So taking away 10 shots from the Lee Enfield rifles.
Yeah, that's like 1 magazine / 2 clips.
That leaves me with 0 shots.
You should have more bullets than that.
No, it just says I have 10 shots.
Oh, sorry. That's 10 shots shows how much bullets it has, how many bullets it has until you have to reload it. You have,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you should have sufficient ammunition.
Mhm.
Okay, nearly done with this. Okay, you guys should be able to see it.
Yes, very nice.
Okay, so yeah, that's how much you have in the truck. So you can see that. So you have basically a night and a day's worth of food and water. Now that water must also be used to cool down the Lewis gun, though, should you fire it. You also have a repair kit, and that repair kit can do small repairs on the truck or sufficient maintenance for the Lewis gun. And maintenance on the Lewis gun must be done every night.
Do we have to use it up, the repair kit, or does that continue to just be?
But whoever has the highest, I guess, whoever does repairs, as if you roll a 1, the repair kit breaks. But as long as you don't roll a 1, the repair kit's fine. It's like wrenches and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will suggest to the captain that we need to get back to the base camp, what we've seen, and try and get a larger force to counter the emus. So we need to get back there somehow.
Well, lad, should we attempt to return back to our base camp, we may encounter some resistance. For you see, those emus, although they are fast, their herds...
Rashid has a lot more holes now, so we'll see how they
And look at this pressure.
So,
You see, that's why you take a different route back that drives around the problem.
okay, lad. So,
You see, that's why you take a different route back that drives around the problem.
okay, lad. Let's try it. He agrees with your suggestion, and you guys start plotting a route. So, take a look at the map again. So you guys are currently near Coeur to Bullfinch Road, and what's that side road? And some
I don't
alley.
think it's named.
Okay. So you guys are near Coeur to Bullfinch Road and some side road. So you guys got to plot a route. I guess, hold on. Here, Evan. I want to make sure I know what you guys are planning for navigation.
Where did we encounter the emus?
At Coeur to Bullfinch Road and Rabbit Proof Fence Road.
And that's where exactly?
To the left on the map.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a place.
Spudarukin, McDowell, something, Maxfield. Okay, so there. I would say you could just drive down Warralakan Road. Where's the camp even?
It's just, suffice to say, it's like 10 miles west of where you guys were. I haven't come up with an exact location yet.
Well, considering we had to drive down Rabbit Proof Fence Road to get back, apparently, it would make sense to take Warralakan Road.
Do you guys see
Drive that down.
Do you guys see where Chandler Lake is? We'll say it, or you guys are located near there. So you guys are gonna drive.
So, I guess we could call the River Gum Tree Farm, because that's an easily marked location.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
That's an hour's drive, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
we could drive down Warralakan Road, and then around over like the smaller roads, or maybe the Great Eastern Highway. You can like drive around and back to the base.
Okay. Well, that sounds good, lad. Okay, so I forget which one of you has the highest driving skill.
Wait a moment. I think it was me. A, B.
I have a D4.
Also, put down trained for
Anyways.
driving for all of you guys. You guys all have driver's licenses, so you're all trained.
Yay.
Yeah.
Except for Piers. He barely has a driving license.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you'll start driving. And I guess you guys start driving. So, I'm gonna need you to take a. I'm gonna need all you guys to roll your notice.
How do I do that again?
What?
I'm unsure how to do that.
Okay, so
Notice.
under your character sheet, is notice there? No, okay, hold on. Notice might be a special.
I have a D8 in that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then roll your notice. Yeah, so
Apparently.
whatever you have for notice, roll that. So do in chat. Yeah, exactly. You guys are doing it.
That's I roll that again, don't I? Because I got the top.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Should I roll one as well? How do I do that even? I
Uh,
haven't know.
you guys don't need to. You already beat it. Okay, so you're driving along about 30 minutes into your drive, and you notice that there are an above average quantity of emus along this route. We're talking not more than a herd. It's like the emus in the surrounding 10 miles are all sort of forming a bit of a wall along this road.
Boy.
Well,
I need you guys to roll another notice check again.
The last one that I did by accident, so I'm rolling a 2.
Okay. So I also need Fritz Wexler and also Kiwi to roll notice.
how exactly do I roll anyway?
Yeah, exactly. How do I roll?
So it's set. So
Wait, what die do I roll?
that'll be on your character sheet. So for you, that is.
Now, how do I do that?
So one thing you can do is, so for notice, you will see a little dice icon. So if you go to your character sheet, you'll see a dice icon next to notice.
Oh.
And then you just do submit. And you'll see.
Yeah, I don't see notice. Oh, notice D4. Okay.
How did I roll that?
Okay. There's actually a special thing on your character sheet. For when you're doing rolls, do the thing on your character sheet, because there's a little more to it than just rolling a dice.
Yeah.
But,
Did I roll it twice or something?
yeah, you got it. It's just so
Okay.
in the future, there's a thing next to all your skills have a little dice icon next to it. That allows you to roll things very easily. Because there's a little couple more things to it than just rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so Aaron got the highest roll, and he sees that among the emus, there are some emus who are a little taller, a little more broadly built, and their coloration is a little different. You see, distinctly there's a subgroup among these emus who are a little bigger, a little tougher, and they have like a sort of red crest at the top of them. So these are not emus you've seen before, and they're distinct from the others. So, Aaron, do you make that known?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, what do you say?
I say, the emus are evolving. Let's fight some more, boys.
I ask, what exactly do you mean with evolving? Nothing evolves in such a quick fashion.
Yeah.
Well, these are not normal creatures.
Sir George Pierce says, "Well, lad, could you give a little more detail to that?"
No.
Well, what exactly makes them different? Pierce says.
They're getting bigger. They're becoming taller than man.
Where exactly do you see these other emus? I can't see them.
Trust me, boy.
Just point it out for fuck's sake.
So, Aaron, do you point it out, or?
Yes, there's one over there.
Now remember, the other guys don't know what sets it apart, just that they are somehow different.
Yes, and I point over there.
Okay, so I guess I need you guys to roll your notice again.
How many notice rolls are we doing here?
Well, so you pointed out at the fact that they are different, so you guys are now just doing a notice roll. Okay, yeah, Palladius, you instantly see it. You see these guys are clearly bigger than the average emu. They've got a red crest. Not only that, but they're walking with, you hate to call it determination, but that's like the best word you could use.
I thought you were going to say they're walking with two legs, and I'm like, that's what emus do.
No, they're walking with like a purpose. They're clearly...
How am I gonna tell that?
It's sort of like, you know when someone walks with a clipboard and acts like they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
That's what.
But
These
how am I
emus are
gonna
doing.
formulate?
That's what these emus look like.
I tell the rest of the party that, well, team, rather, that... Guys. That I think that the emus somehow made up some kind of military structure.
So George Pierce looks at you quite incredulously and says, that's a rather bold claim to make, boy.
Well, I point him. I point at one of the new emu phenotype and point out that these emus are in some way, shape, or form being how do you call it?
Determined?
Purposeful, rather. Like, they're not just running around eating.
Okay.
I mean, they're obviously running around with a purpose if they're being determined, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'd say that it's obvious the emus have become more intelligent, and I think we should try and negotiate with them.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
I do not agree. Let us fire.
So Sir George...
Hold your fire, soldier! Hold your fire!
So Sir George Pierce calls the car to a stop, and he orders you guys to get out, and he says, "You're saying these flightless birds, which for some reason were stupid enough to run towards machine gun fire, are now also bright enough
I
to
stop
conduct
him right
diplomacy?"
there and say that running towards machine gun fire isn't stupid.
He says, "Well,
It actually isn't.
He says, "Well, son, what do you call Gallipoli?" And you can see he's
What
very,
exactly?
very serious when he says this.
Gallipoli?
Yeah.
But
What is that even?
Turkey is a made-up country, and the Ottomans were a made-up empire. How could he be talking about Gallipoli? It's a fake island. I disagree.
Gallipoli was a campaign in World War One that involved the New Zealanders and Australians, and it was a horrible slaughter for the Australians. They were marching up onto heavily fortified beaches, and they took a very long time doing it.
It was actually Winston Churchill's plan.
Yeah, he also tried to clear.
Wait, is that World War One or World War Two? I'm confused.
One.
World War One.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's very serious when he says that. He took offense to that. He's probably lost friends and relatives on that day, so it's pretty sore for him.
Do you not think I lost relatives in my native tribe?
Aaron, he punches you. So,
let me Google something. History of Germany World War One. Yes. I'm pretty sure there was some part of World War One or the war before that where Germans successfully ran up against a bunch of machine guns and it worked. So let me just quickly try to find that.
Aaron, Pierce punches you, but doesn't really do a whole bunch. But you definitely, this guy hates. He clearly does not like you.
Yeah, I can't find it. Whatever.
Okay. Okay. Well, so it's pretty clear that due to Kiwi's outburst and subsequent getting punched, so George is very upset. He says, "You know what? Here's what we're gonna do."
I'm sorry.
He says, "Fuck off." He says, "Whichever one of you knows how to drive worth a damn, you're gonna drive, and whoever can shoot worth a damn, you're gonna shoot, and we're gonna drive through those damn birds." He is incredibly upset. He's fuming.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys load up into the truck.
So who is actually driving right
Well, only one of you can actually drive well. I think that's Fritz.
I think I can.
Yeah, you got a D6 in that.
I clear my throat and quite clearly state I'm not driving this through a bunch of birds that quite clearly have developed some kind of intelligence.
And Sir George Pierce says, "Private, you're going to drive that bird on the order of the Australian. You're going to drive that through the birds on the order of the Australian government. What are they going to do to us? We have machine guns. Or you can clear the path ahead."
Well, I point out how well machine guns worked out the last fight.
He says, "Well, we're going to be... All the machine gun has to do is clear the route ahead. It's not very hard." So he's clearly, like, if he said he does that, and he gives an order. And he basically, if you were to disobey him at this point, he could wind up in a court-martial when you're back. He is given an order as his government position.
This is an unusual position because in Germany you are allowed to, whatever. Back on topic.
Actually, no, that's on topic. If it has to do with your character's background in Germany, then you can say it.
No, it's something post World War II because because you know how in World War II, everyone Nazis ran around killing people and everyone was like, yeah, but I was given orders. That's why since the refounding of the German nation, you're in the military, you're allowed to deny acting on orders. Like on actual, not in an actual combat scenario, but you're allowed to say, no, I'm not going on that mission.
Okay. Well, so...
But that doesn't apply here, so, yeah.
Yeah, and this is...
He said, Constantine says, yes sir, and gets in the driver's seat.
Okay. And who can shoot? Which one do you got? Which one of you shoots best?
For shooting.
Yeah. So, because the idea is that what George Pierce does is he gets the machine gun, and he with the repair kit he firmly attaches it. Let me just do a quick roll. Okay, so Sir George Pierce, being that he worked on a farm, he grew up on a farm, he is pretty good with tools, and he attaches the machine gun onto the front of the truck, so that if you're behind it, you can just stand and shoot in front. So, and he orders, Kiwi, you have good shooting skill, but you're untrained. So he does not order you to shoot. He orders Ernest Malley to be shooting. Yeah. He orders Ernest Malley to be shooting. He wants you, he wants you in the front. He doesn't actually really, he wants you in the front on the, actually he wants you in the back. You see, because last episode...
Make up your mind, General. I don't know where you want me to go.
He says, I'm sorry, I don't deal with opium addicts very frequently.
How?
So, he's very pissed off. So, yeah, so... You know what, so Ernest Malley's shooting, Wexler is driving, and George Pierce will be in shotgun, and Kiwi will be in back. And Kiwi, you'll be using your, Air, you'll be using your rifle.
Okay.
And George Pierce will be using his revolver. And he orders Wexler to drive. He orders Wexler to drive. So what I'm going to have you guys do, since I don't want to have to deal with a large herd of creatures, I'm going to do a couple of rolls to see how you guys do. So I want Ernest Malley to do 2 shooting rolls through your character sheet, and then I want Kiwi to do a shooting roll, and I'm going to have Sir George Pierce do a shooting roll. Okay, and do a second. Okay, great. And then, Aaron, do your shooting.
How do I do this? It says input value, modifier.
0.
Okay.
I'll just do it in my head.
There we are. I got a 2. Great.
So I'm rolling driving, I assume.
Yeah, so for the modifier, put...
Yes? Sir? What should I put for the modifier?
I know, I'm coming up in my head. So for the modifier, put... plus 3. Plus 3 modifier.
Plus 3?
Yeah.
I think I may or may not have value with that.
Hold on. Wait, what'd you do?
I put in a modifier of 3, but it says like 2 or minus 2 in the menu.
Hold on, let me take a look at this.
It says like input value, modifier minus 2 or 2. Oh wait, maybe because I put plus 3 in. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the plus 3.
Okay. Okay, so here's what happens. You got, so these rolls are basically, because what happens is, you guys go through, and you're shooting your guns at these birds on the road, and they start to swarm towards you. but because with the effectiveness of the machine gun, the road ahead of you is cleared, and Sir George Pierce, he is really good with that revolver, and he shoots any birds that get really close. And so through your driving, you're able to go through that bird blockade, and so you guys are now on your way to the camp, and Fritz, you look over at Sir George Pierce, and he is visibly shaken. He is pallid, and he's just like he is scared. You can clearly see he is he is scared. So what do you do?
I let him be scared.
After some time, like 15 minutes, he starts talking. He says, "They saw me. I saw them. They ran towards us. They ran towards us to stop us. I saw the birds. I saw the birds you mentioned. The ones that had determination. They're almost human. They were..."
I just told him that, yes, that's what I said.
Sir George Pierce is quiet for a second. He says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." So he is quite upset at what happened, because he was... So as you can see, he can be an arrogant man. He tries not to be. He tries to be very humble because of his beginnings, but he's seen a lot. He has been right a lot. He's been wrong a lot. And he tries not to be wrong. He tries to deny being wrong. And you can see that the fact, not like his entire worldview has been shaken by these birds who could act like humans. But he mentions, after a while he speaks up, depending upon his notice roll that I'm about to make for him. Notice. That's not good. Okay. So after all, he speaks up, he says, "I saw the birds with the red crests, and while they were clearly different from the other birds, I wouldn't say they were human. They lacked something in them, but I can't quite tell what." And he can't really say much more than that. So, after a while, it's now nighttime. You guys...
Wait, before that happens, I point out to that technically means that we just committed genocide.
He says,
from a certain point of view.
He says, "But son, this is war."
Oh.
Genocide is a war crime!
He says, "Haha, war crimes have..." He says, "Haha, there are no war crimes yet." So...
Okay, let me put it like that. It just because it's war doesn't mean it's justified.
It's us or them, son. Us or them. So, he's quiet the rest of the trip, and you guys eventually make it back to the base. And so you're at the base, and... What is this? Yeah. You're at the base, and you arrive back, just like on your first day here, and you see... It's nighttime, and of course you see Reginald, Corporal Reginald Peterson at his desk. No lamp, just at his desk. And he waves you guys over. So you guys go over to him. Here.
I move over, I suppose.
Yeah.
Don't know what the rest does, though.
I'm moving you guys over. And so... So George Pierce is still kind of stunned that he's not really able to talk. He just gets a weak "Hello, Reginald," and that's it. And Reginald waves in his general direction and says, "Hello, Colonel." So he can tell that one of you guys is in front of him. He says, "Hello, please state your name, rank, and general physical description, so I can write you down for the records."
Didn't we state that before already?
You did. You did, in fact. So are you going to mention that?
Yeah, we've already met you, guy.
He says,
Leave us alone.
"Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just the registrar. I'm not good with faces."
I, in general, appear visibly shocked.
Okay. He is completely... He elicits no physical reaction to that. None at all.
I'm deep in thought about the implications of these.
He's what?
Emus
Okay.
that are evolving.
Okay.
Hmm.
And, right, so Corporal Reginald says, have I met all of you before?
Yes.
Okay, and who are you again?
I am Kiwi.
Oh, I remember you. You insulted the Colonel.
I am your most trustful servant.
He says, well, I don't need servants. So it becomes clear that he doesn't really need you guys, so he wanders off into this building over here. So what do you guys do? So he wanders up in the building, and the Colonel follows him.
Oh,
So what do you guys do?
hmm.
I just stand around, still somewhat shocked.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys,
What?
guys, let's do opium.
I punch Kiwi.
Okay.
Like, not really strong, but somewhat.
I try to block.
Okay, so I'll need you to do a. So whoever punches, do a strength roll, and Kiwi do a strength roll.
Strength.
I got a 4.
Okay.
I have a D4 and I roll a 6. Okay then.
It's because you guys have something called wild card. You guys are wild card characters. That means that whenever you roll a D4 and a D6.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it sort of makes you above average. So, Aaron, you try to block the roll, and you try to block the punch, and you don't. You have punched a bunch. So do you guys just go to your bunkers, or do you guys try to check out what's happening with the Colonel?
Go to our bunkers. It's the next day. Leave it for the next day.
Actually, I'm gonna go there and look what the fuck is happening with these two people.
Okay. You go inside, and you see a giant warehouse with nothing in it except in the center. You see a desk, some filing cabinets, the Colonel, and behind the desk is Reginald Peterson. There is one oil lamp, and it's the Colonel is sort of hanging near it. So yeah, it's just like a giant building, a desk, chair, filing cabinets, and one lamp. Do you guys go up to them?
Yeah, why not?
You bet.
Okay. So you overhear the Colonel basically just talking about what happened with Reginald. And he's still in shock, very clearly. And Reginald's just nodding along. But you can tell that Reginald isn't making eye contact with the Colonel. He starts staring off into space.
Wait. The Colonel is Pierce, right?
Yeah.
I think it's.
I asked Reginald where he's looking.
And he says, well, I'm not looking, son. That's what he says.
Very deep.
Can you guys roll a notice? What?
Wait, is there an emu? There's an emu there.
No, just roll a notice.
I know. I succeeded with the notice test. I'm pretty sure. That's a 5.
Aaron, roll notice.
Kiwi has to roll notice.
Okay. So, you notice that, for the first time, you notice that Reginald Peterson is wearing incredibly dark sunglasses inside. You also notice a stick next to him.
I ask him why he's wearing these sunglasses inside.
He says, well, it don't matter to me, son. I don't see much of anything.
I'm gonna try to go back on my memory and look at my my streetwise knowledge of people who wear sunglasses indoors.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
I merely apologize for having been insensitive before.
Okay,
I got a 7.
Aaron, you notice
Yes.
he's blind. You can tell that he has a walking stick and he's wearing dark sunglasses to protect his eyes. He is blind, but the others do not know this.
Okay.
That kind of explains why we had to say what we look like.
You see, I thought that'd be obvious to you guys, that you'd catch on immediately. But no, I had to shoehorn this. But so, anyways, Aaron, you notice he's blind.
Yes.
Uh,
So what do you do with that information?
So I say, hey yo, he's blind, man.
He says,
You know,
And so-
I really have to say I know.
I say
completely
that
do.
silently though to my friends.
okay, so just give me a second.
Aw, he didn't notice.
I gotta make sure this guy's actually counted as a wild card, though.
Hey, come on, he got a 1.
Yeah, you got a 1. Okay, so he does not notice.
I think the colonel's still in shock. Roll a healing roll to try and bring him out of shock so that he can plan the next move.
Okay. So roll your healing roll. Okay, so you go up to him and you try to console him. You give him a swig of water or something. And he sort of comes out of it a bit. And he says, I swore to never commit what the Ottomans did. Yet, today I did the same in defense of my country against birds. Why those birds? Why birds? He just sort of keeps saying that nonsensical statement. He's confused as to why birds were doing this to begin with. It's like everything he ever knew was turned on top of his head. And so Reginald Peterson says, well, in my learnings of the various bird families, I come across many birds that can be quite aggressive, but the emu is never one of them. The emu just sort of goes along and does its silly old business, destroying our fences. Now, I can't say I don't believe you, Colonel. I've never heard you like this, and I've known you for a very long time, but really? Birds did this to you? I'd have to see it to believe it. And Reginald Peterson waits for laughter at his joke.
Well, I don't laugh.
Okay, he is disheartened by his joke. Okay, so...
Guys, I'll be right back. I need a second.
Okay.
Just continue doing whatever you're doing.
Okay, so Reginald Peterson is sort of shifting through papers, and sort of basically is organizing things, occasionally getting and putting things in file cabinets. And you can very clearly see this is a very plain setup he has in this giant warehouse. Not only that, but you guys can't fail to notice the fact that he's not just Reginald Peterson, he's Corporal Reginald Peterson, and he is blind. Do you guys talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say?
Hey. He sure is blind, isn't he?
And he says, hey, do you say that out loud or quietly?
I think.
What?
Quietly.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was pretty bad. He has no idea. He rolled a zero. How do you roll a 0? Dice can't do that.
Hello?
Yeah?
Oh, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah. You guys haven't said a whole lot. Okay, so Reginald Peterson does not hear you guys speaking about this. He is just putting things into wherever they have to go.
Hmm. So I head back to my cabin.
Okay, well, you guys all share a barracks, and it's the one on the far left.
Okay, I'm walking back. La 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 la.
Okay.
There.
Do you proceed to do opium in your barracks?
Yes.
Okay. I will have you.
It's the British government. I mean, they like people using opium.
Yeah. Okay. Roll a vigor test. Roll vigor.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Vigor.
Holy shit. Wow. Okay. You take.
I am very good. I'm very skilled at taking opium.
Okay. You take an opium pipe, and it doesn't even affect you. You are completely immune to that opium for tonight.
Too much opium.
You were thinking more clearly than you ever have before. Okay, so what do you other guys do? So you've learned that Reginald Peterson is blind. You've also
You shouldn't make fun of people for their disabilities.
Who do you say that to? You're alone.
Yes, I took opium.
But the opium didn't affect you, though. You were immune to the opium for tonight.
Damn it.
What did I miss, guys?
So Corporal Reginald Peterson is blind. And
I know.
Yeah, and Aaron. So Kiwi tried to take drugs, but he tried to take drugs, but was too healthy and failed. He is immune to the opium for tonight.
Oh, he's not immune. He's taking it so often. That's a genuine thing that happens. If you take drugs too often, you become insensitive.
Oh no, like he rolled an 11. In rolling a D4 and a D6, he got 11. So it's like you could survive a bullet with that level of roll. So he's like, he can normally, like last episode he was completely knocked out. That's why he couldn't participate. This time he's just completely immune. So that means that morphine will not work on you for a while.
Aww.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? So you've learned that Sir George Pierce and Reginald Peterson know each other, they're friends, and that somehow this blind person's a corporal. What are you guys going to do with that? Also, remember, there is a herd of emus out there looking for you. And you're not too far from them. You're like 30 minutes away by car.
From where again?
So just along one of the smaller farm roads. Sorry, the Great Eastern Highway. You're about 30 minutes away from them, and they were on that. 30 minutes away by car, so like 45 minutes how the emu walks.
Outside and do a tracking roll to see if I can find out any information.
Okay.
Or where they've come from.
Okay, do a tracking roll. Okay, well, since the emus haven't come towards you, well, since you're not tracking emus directly, you can't really tell a whole bunch. What you do get, though, is... Okay, so what you do get is that the wind is blowing from the south towards the north, so your scent is not being carried towards the emus.
They presumably don't know which way to come to find us.
So I want me to do a roll, but you guys can't see it. Okay, so all you know is that the emus will not be getting your scent. That's what you know. So I guess, what do you guys do? There is a horde of emus out there, potentially looking for you. There's a horde of emus that have some sort of intelligence that's above bestial, but savage.
I start thinking about the moral and the moral implications of these emus having some kind of sentience.
Okay. Roll. Sorry, who's gonna do that?
me.
Oh,
Threats. What do I roll?
roll a smarts.
A 7.
Okay, you decide it is completely moral to kill those emus. You realize that those emus... So, the reason why you guys were sent out here in the first place was because emus were destroying crops. And you realize that it's possible these emus were trying to kill you. They might be trying to purposefully destroy you guys economically so that you guys would not be able to fight back. Basically to starve you guys. And you realize that all you did to the emus was what they were going to try to do to you. So that's what you resolve upon that. Actually, I want you guys to all roll a morality check on this. So roll your smarts. in a somehow opium-sharpened fit of intelligence, Aaron realizes that these birds probably had this plan all along. That potentially what you guys did today might have also been planned for by the emus, and that they might have planning capabilities above what you guys know. But no matter what you did was righteous. It was a righteous judgment passed upon these.
So what you're saying is that the emus took too much opium as well?
I'm sorry, what? Missed that.
So what you're saying is that the emus took opium as well?
No, the emus...
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, also... Sir George Pierce, after some time, comes out of the building. He is still shaken, but he just mentions in passing that he thinks, that after talking with Reginald, he thinks what he did was justified. And Reginald, however, you can see is deeply broken. He is rather depressed. He thinks what's happened today is just...
Was the cause for World War One?
No, he thinks it was just completely awful what happened. He is just completely sad. He thinks you guys have basically gunned down a bunch of birds. Why, Fritz? Why you say that? Why you just gotta say that to me?
For reasons.
Anyways, so I think this would be a good place to end tonight.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
So, but one final note. So George Pierce says, "I fear we have not seen the last of those emus this day." And
I agree with him. I agree with him again.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. It was very fun. I can't wait to see what we do next time.
Thanks, Adam.
You're welcome.
Questioning morality will be done. Have a nice one, guys.
You too. Good night.
You too.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night to you.